This week is all about communication. The sacred listening method was created to help you to create a space in and all around you, as well as a process that you can engage in to deepen your wisdom, to hear and feel and sense the guidance that's available to you, both through the sacred forces around you and your own soul, so that you can heal and transform and expand your consciousness to the next level, so that you're evolving in a way that you make a bigger impact in the world. And so last week was about elimination. It was about clearing old energetic debris and dust. If you missed it, you can go back to the eliminate segment and find out what was shared there. This week is about communicating directly so that you can receive information from the places that you need it. And once you know how to do this, it changes the game. Because once you begin to communicate, actively communicate in the ways that I'm going to share with you, you're creating an opening for something new to occur. It's almost like when you ask a question. When you ask a question, an answer naturally follows. If you don't ask a question, there's no in way. There's no pathway that's open for you to receive information. So communication is like a question that allows an answer to come. And that answer can come from your body. It can come from your guides. It can come from the sacred forces. There are a lot of places that information can come from. We've laid a groundwork and a path. We've laid a groundwork and a foundation, including many components that help you to experience sacred listening. And this communication piece is the next part of that. So what do I mean by communication? And what are we communicating with? Well, when I'm talking about communication, I'm talking about leaning in and leaning back, an inquiry and a receiving of a response. We are used to communicating person to person, to humans around us, to the animals we have in our lives, to the children we have in our lives, to the people we work with, people, at our jobs. We're used to verbal communication, and we're used to asking questions and getting responses. What I'm talking about communicating with, it applies more to your body and your soul, your heart, and your guidance. Communicating directly to and with your body, your heart, your soul, and your guidance. Often people wonder, why is this happening to me in my life? Why is this happening to my body? Why is this happening? And the question of why is this happening is actually not very helpful. It's not helpful in therapy. It's not helpful when you're trying to figure things out. Why is this happening is kind of really not necessary. The question that we want to be asking, or the way that we want to communicate, is a little differently than asking why. What we want to be doing is saying, hey, I'm here. I know you're there. I'm paying attention. What you got for me? That right there creates an opening, and a pathway clears between you and your body, your heart, your guidance, and your soul. Letting your heart, body, soul, guidance know, hey, I'm here, I'm listening. Hello, thank you. That begins a communication that ends in or continues on to you receiving information in the ways that your body, your heart, your guidance, and your soul want to communicate to you. We talked in a few segments ago about creating space in your environment to sit for 5 minutes, breathe, root in, pay attention to what's happening in that space that's already created. All you need to do to practice this is breathe for a few moments, place your hands on your body, and if you want to communicate with your body, say hello. Hey, body, I'm appreciative of you. I'm listening to you. Is there anything you'd like to share with me? That's how you can communicate with your body. And then leave a space for a response. You may get a response immediately. You may get a response 3 hours later. You may get a response the next day. You may not even realize that the response that you're getting is in response to your earlier communication or initiation of communication. And that's okay. If you're wanting to talk to your soul, take a breath. Say hello to your soul. Hey, soul. Why don't you come closer? Hey, soul. I'm digging you. Let's have a conversation. That's opening a pathway between you and your soul. We often talk about soul as a concept, something that we have, something that we're born with, if you believe in that, but we don't usually communicate with our soul. Inviting your soul in for communication by saying, hey, soul, come on in, I'm listening. Sounds simple? I'll tell you that the change that can happen is profound when you start communicating with your soul. You can do this verbally. You can do this mentally. I like to say it out loud. Why not? When you say something out loud, you bring it forth from your body, and it makes it more real. So communicating with your body, communicating with your soul, communicating with your guidance. Whether you look at your guidance as like your deep knowing, or if you have saints or orishas or deities or beings that you communicate with, this applies for any type of guidance that you engage in or would like to engage in. Having a communication such as this. You're sitting, you take a couple breaths. You don't need to go into some deep meditative state. That's old school. You just take a breath, open your palms, because that's a position of receiving, and say, hey, guidance, or hey, whatever your guidance name is, if you know. I'm listening. I'm grateful for you. Thanks for telling me what I need to know. And you can leave it at that. You can be more specific. You can say, hey, guidance, I'm listening. Thanks for telling me what I need to know about this new job I'm interested in. Then pause and be open to receiving. Be open to receiving in that moment, in the next moments, and tomorrow. Because once you say, hello, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm grateful, you are opening a doorway and you are creating a pathway. And each time you walk down that pathway, each time you verbalize and make a communication, that pathway is clearer and clearer. It's kind of like shoveling snow. You shovel it once, you make a pathway. You shovel it again, you make a deeper pathway. Communicating verbally or psychically or mentally with your soul, your heart, your guidance, your body, it's the same thing. You do it once, maybe not so much of a difference. You do it on a regular basis. Once a day, open up your palms and say, hey, body, I'm listening. Once a day, open up your palms, say, hey, soul, I'm right here with you. What you got for me? Come on in. Once a day, say, hey, guidance, thank you. Thanks for helping me. You do that. Do that once a day for a week, and I guarantee you will notice a change that happens in the amount of information that comes through. New awarenesses, new knowings, new messages, because the environment, the atmosphere where your guidance lives is opening. And when you practice some of these simple techniques for communicating and aligning with your guidance and with your soul, you're stepping into sacred listening, and you will notice how much is available to you when you do these practices. So, thanks for listening. If you like what you hear here, subscribe to the channel so you get the rest of the series. I'll be back in the next segment to talk about neutralizing or negating old traumatic energy. All right, have a beautiful day.